Welcome back to No Chill with Gilbert Arenas. Much like the Rams after winning the Super Bowl, we outside. Gil, you got a luxurious spot, bro. I just want you to know that.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
We're neighbors, but like I said, I don't live in the good part. Like I got it. The only time they let me through the gates when we're shooting here, but I know it's security guard.
I don't live in the good part.
You got the nice gate.
Oh, yeah.
Baller. I see the security guards on my run. They always show me love, but they never let me in unless I'm with Gil. One place we're not going to be outside is All-Star Weekend in Cleveland.
Ooh, no.
I think it's going to be a high of 36 degrees. I don't even want to tell you what the low is going to be. But, you know, everyone out there, we will be at the Brewdog Brewery Friday at 11 a.m. taping. And no weirdos, please, because as you know, Gil packs that thing. And you get around, you will get clapped, okay? Coming through. But let's get to business, man. So we did a show before the trade deadline. Mm-hmm. You know, we talked about some things. Saw the trade deadline come and go. Had some moves made, some surprising ones. The blockbuster deal, obviously, that everybody's talking about. The Simmons and Sixers saga is over. Daryl Morey finally pulled the trigger. Mm-hmm. Traded Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, 2 first-round picks to the Nets for Harden and Millsap. Now, you were not a fan of this trade to begin with, but when you see that go down, what are your thoughts now after seeing it?
I mean, you know, for Nets to get back so much I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
I just thought it was going to be man for man, but the fact that they got back a shooter, back a defensive player, and a playmaker who can play all 5 positions on defense, I think it kind of like helped. It really helped the Nets. I mean, you know, it's all of their weaknesses have just been covered with this trade.
So you weren't a big fan of breaking up the Harden, KD, Kyrie big 3. Mm-hmm. You know, you said that if KD or Kyrie is out, Harden would be that third kind of insurance guy to go out there and get buckets. You're Daryl Morey. We did some role playing last time, but now we're gonna switch it. You're Daryl Morey. Why would you make that deal, and do you feel like the Sixers got better than the Nets with that trade?
You know, I think he was so focused on getting back James Harden because of the success they've had, but I don't think he really thought the trade through, you know, because Harden's not going to play. He hasn't signed his extension. So you got rid of, you know, Seth. You know, you wasn't using Ben anyway, but you got rid of Drummond. Like, so you lose pieces before your piece that you're getting back is actually valuable to you. So I think he gave up way too much to make the deal happen, especially if you don't know if James Harden is going to sign back next year. And I don't think I can't even say it made them better than what they were because, you know, now the floor shrinks a little bit more. You have Danny Green, who's still there, you know, the guy who played 30-something minutes and had 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and 0. You know, I don't know how you do that, but, you know, the fact that they still have him, you know, as a actual starter, it kind of like shrinks that court. Nothing against him, but it just shrinks the court because you don't have Seth, you know, to open that floor up. So I don't know if it really makes them better. It doesn't make them better than the Nets, for sure. I don't know how you trade in the same division. You trade him to an East Coast team. I mean, because you have to see that man to get to wherever you're going to go. And I don't think you're going to beat the Nets anytime soon with the team you have now.
So Ben Simmons been chilling at the crib, chilling his island all season. How long do you think it's going to take for Ben to ramp up, get back into shape? He was dealing with some mental health stuff. I think people were kind of bashing him, saying, oh, you're better now. But for anybody who's worked in a toxic work environment where you don't want to show up to the job, getting traded to a new job would instantly alleviate that.
Okay, I mean, you know, since the trade has happened, I mean, let's pretend that he didn't have any mental issues and he just used that so you didn't get fined the whole time. Okay. That's all that was, you know, so he doesn't get fined the whole time. He used the mental issues to stop that bleeding, you know, in his paycheck. He's been working out 2-3 times a day, but, you know, what he does, drive, passing, defense, you don't realize, it's not like he's Klay Thompson or Kyrie and he needs to really get a feel for the offensive side. He can just play defense, play, make, rebound, and get easy dunks and start the season off and be ready to play.
So there have been reports, you know, before this trade happened, everybody was kind of like, oh, it's not going to, you know, some people, shout out to Brian Windhorst, who was adamant in saying that the deal was going to go and was a lot further along. A lot of people didn't believe it was going to happen. Now we discovered there was kind of a rift going on in the Nets locker room between Harden and Kyrie. Nets have lost 11 straight games as of this taping. Kyrie has been pretty adamant that he's going to keep staying on the same trajectory, only playing road games. So do you understand why Harden kind of was ready to get out of there and start something new?
Man, and I don't know what their riff was about. Who knows? They never really come out and say what the real problem was. But if you have a player in the locker room who don't want to be there, then you have to make that trade. I'm pretty sure whatever it was didn't really have nothing to do with Kyrie and Harden. I think Harden just wanted to go back with somebody he trusted. When shit gets hard, you want to be with someone who's going to have your back. So I can see why Harden wanted out and wanted to hook back up with the person he thinks is there for him. And let's be honest, Harden was basically taking a back seat to KD and Kyrie. No matter what he was doing, it was always KD and Kyrie as that second headline. So now he gets to be back in front, where he's used to being.
So Nets are 8th in the East right now as of this tape. And again, I said they lost 11 straight. Do you feel like this trade will now bolster them and get them back on top? And where do you see them kind of finishing out the season in the East?
Right now, I think it really helps them because defensively it helps them. With Seth, that's more outside shooting that you have. That nobody can, stop. I mean, you have Patty. You still got everyone still, and you just added more shooting and more, more defense, intangible big. So, if they can get into that 4 or 5, area, they'd be fine. Most likely 6. They played whoever's third. Whoop on them, and keep it pushing.
So let's get back to the Sixers. Obviously, it was known that Simmons and Joel Embiid weren't rocking with each other. After the trade went down, Embiid kind of stole the show, dropped the legendary meme of the dude at one of his biggest haters' funerals just to make sure he was dead. Embiid just said he liked the photo. We obviously kind of know what it is. But what do you see now from that Harden and Embiid pairing, and where do you feel like the Sixers' ceiling is for this season?
I mean, always, when you have a shooting guard that can score the way he does and a big man that can play the way he does, I mean, you're going to always compare to Kobe and Shaq. But they're not Kobe and Shaq,
No.
Let's just be honest. So, they're going to be a great duel. No one's questioning them two. The question is, do you have enough pieces? Do you have enough pieces to actually get over the hump? First round exit, you might make it to the second round, but you're not going to go no further than that. And that meme might bite his ass right back. If he gets put out before Ben Simmons, so that meme could get put right back on him. So but I don't think Ben's that petty. I would. I'm not petty. I don't think Ben is, but soon as game 6, I'll be at the game where he's exiting and just sit there in the same suit.
Yeah, see, I was going to say.
That's the type of person I am.
If they see each other in the playoffs and the Nets put the Sixers out, if I'm Ben, I'm showing up to that game.
I'm showing up in that suit.
In that suit. I might save it for after the game. I'm not going to show up pregame.
So it's all fun and games until you're on the other side of that meme, let's be honest.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem, too, as somebody who dibbles and dabbles in memes and trolling. Like, you never want to put yourself out there and get burned because I can just see it right when it happened. Like, it's too early in the season for all this shit, dog. And if anything changes or happens, obviously there's a lot of games left to be played. But if that shit turns, then you're going to get roasted in ether. But for the moment being, he really had to get that engagement. I think it did like 100,000 retweets, 400,000 likes. So
yeah, of course, Embiid has that personality where, he's going to, he's going to spitball at everybody. But, it's just one of those things when it's going to come back. Your team ain't that good. I mean, you're playing like a hell of a player right now. I mean, you're, MVP talks, best big man in the game right now. So, you as a player is doing what you're going to be doing. But, if you get put out in the first round, second round, it really don't even matter.
So can Embiid dominate in the postseason like he's doing now with this squad and this roster that he's got in place?
I mean, 30 and 12, yeah. But you're going to need way more. You're going to need way more than that to get past the first round, second round. You're going to need James Harden healthy, and you're going to need that Florida spread. And right now, you don't have none of that. If they can, playoffs is all matchups anyway. So depending on who they match up with, but right now, the way it's shaken out, they probably won't get past first round.
All right, so let's look at the rest of the East. Obviously, the Bucks added Serge Ibaka, strengthened their team. When that deal happened before the Simmons Harden trade, everybody's like, "Oh, Bucks about to repeat." Everybody probably but yourself. Still got the Heat, who are top of the Eastern Conference. Obviously, the Celtics added Derek White, Jason Tatum's light-skinned brethren. And you can't forget about the Bulls, who are battling some injuries right now, but should be able to make a push later in this season. So when you look at the East as it stands right now, who is your favorite to come out and get to the finals?
You know, right now I gotta give it up to the Bulls.
Okay.
The Rosens has been playing phenomenal. The fact that you've had so many injuries to key players and you're still second, in the East, shows us that you guys have a real legit team. You lost Ball, you lost Caruso. I mean, Levine went down a little bit, right? So the fact that you're still there at the top, shows that when everyone gets back, you guys are going to be, hard to handle. You got to throw the Nets at the top.
Okay.
No matter where they are. You got to give Bucks the credit. I don't know if I'm sold on Miami for playoffs. I don't know if I'm sold with them playoffs. They're like Cleveland right now. You're playing good. You're playing good. You're playing well. I can't count on you for the playoffs. You haven't shown any dominance. You're just winning games right now. That's a big difference. The playoffs is a whole different beast versus regular season. So, you're kind of looking for who has stars, who have dominant stars, who have half-court players. But Jimmy Butler does have that team playing well, him and Kyle Lowry. So, they could, scare some people in, they could scare some people in the playoffs. But, I'm going to stick with the Bulls, Nets, and Bucks.
I hope Jimmy's not watching this because I know he's.
I just gave him some credit.
You did, but you said that the Heat weren't, the Heat weren't legit.
Yeah, that's what I said. Because I got to think about, Jimmy is an alpha, and he does have people playing at a level that they really not at.
Yeah.
So you have to give them that credit. So whoever they match up with, depending on the matchup, they could be second round.
I mean, you got a guy like Kyle Lowry too, who's won a championship. Jimmy obviously took that Heat squad to the finals in the bubble. You think Spo coaching, who, for my money, is one of the best coaches in the game, year in and year out, that squad can't stay atop the East right now?
No, they probably can't. It's one of those teams that's, you don't want to play them. You don't want to play them in the playoffs, and they don't want to play against any true stars in the playoff. Some players who can just change the game. They don't want to play Nets first round. They don't want to play Bucks first round.
Yeah.
So it's one of those teams that you don't want to play certain teams first round.
So who's the team in the East that we're not really talking about right now that you feel like, is it the Celtics? I don't want to say the Knicks because obviously Knicks fans know that shit is,
come on,
hot garbage, but we got to talk about it.
We don't have to talk about the
we
Knicks.
don't. Let's keep it pushing,
it's the Knicks. Come on.
So Celtics squad, obviously bringing in Derek White. Do you think that they have a legitimate chance of doing anything, or should they just get ready for Cancun?
Come on, Cancun, baby.
Okay.
They're not a contender. They're not a contender. New York's not. Are they even in the playoff hunt?
And that's pretty.
They still got to worry about their fans. That's that's what I said. That's their playoff battle. Your fans is the playoff battle. No, I don't. Washington, got hurt. Everyone got hurt. They traded key players. Nah.
And would you be surprised if the Bucks, after you can never, Giannis showed us a lot last postseason. Would you be surprised if this Bucks squad was able to go back to the final?
Hell yeah, I'd be surprised. What? Yes, I'd be surprised.
Okay.
Crazy?
All right.
Are you crazy?
You setting yourself up like for them to play this clip.
I'll be surprised because it's like Toronto's championship. Even though people forget sometimes they actually won a championship.
Yeah.
But it's just like that. There's a lot of things that happened that got that. It's not like they actually went out and beat some teams that they were healthy. They beat all injured teams. So, to see them make it back would be a surprise to me. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, so let's move it out to the West Coast. Now, Lakers fans, LeBron fans, hoping that some move would be made, waiting for this moment. The memes were flying.
Yes, I was waiting too.
Lakers were chilling his island. Pelinka, I believe, was at Disneyland or something while the trade deadline was going on. The Rockets were willing to trade John Wall for Russ.
For Russ?
But they wanted a first-round pick,
I thought
too.
they was trading for Vogel. You said Russ? Oh, okay. Oh, dang.
I'm not a fan of it. No, look, Russ has struggled, but I'm a UCLA guy, so I'm gonna ride with Russ just like you ride with your Arizona guys.
Yeah, I thought it was a trade for Vogel. I was like, why they didn't do that? You know, but that would have been a hard trade to make. You know, you got John Wall. You see him on Instagram working out. You know, that's my guy. You see him working out. You know he's putting in work. But, you know, if you make that trade and he's not healthy and he's not 100% ready to play right now to make an impact, it's kind of hard to make that move. I don't know if they brung him out to work him out to see where he was physically or, you know, if he was in shape or not. So I'm assuming, you know, that they didn't because, you know, I don't even think they were making any plans to trade Russ. I mean, that's just a hard player to trade. What are you going to get back for him? Like, I mean, we're still talking about a Bugatti athlete. We're still talking about, you know, he's getting, you know, this treatment averaging, 17, 8, and 7. You know, shooting 47% from the field. So, and that's a bad year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, to me, it's not the car. It's not the car. The car is the car. Right now, you have it in traffic. Until you really understand how to use your pieces, and no matter who you're gonna bring in, they're gonna struggle. If you don't know how to use your pieces, they're gonna struggle. You're like a cook that do not know how to cook all your meals. Like you can sit there and say, well, I'm the coach. I know what I'm talking about. I won a championship. But did you? I mean, you played against Miami. You played against Miami. They didn't really have anybody. Right? There should have been 4-0. But right now, like I'm looking at lineups and I'm sitting here like I'm surprised the coaching staff ain't walked out. Because at this point, if I'm one of the assistant coaches, like my job's on the line, so there's gonna be shit like, hold on, no, we're not subbing. Sub back. So no, you go in. I'm not gonna let you sub him. Like you have lineups in that just does not make sense. Like 1 + 1 = 2. Okay. 1 - 0 is 1, right? So if you have a scorer versus a scorer, right? If you have a scorer versus a defender player, that defender loses. So when you have Bradley guarding someone who's gonna take 20 shots a game, you lose that matchup. Now you have 4 more matchups to try to win. You're gonna win most likely your LeBron matchup. You're gonna win your AD matchup. Now you're looking at the 3 and the 5. Or the 2 and the 5, right? So depending on who you have out there, depending on who has to make up that matchup problem. So when you have, what's the shooter name? Reeves?
Austin Reeves?
Yeah, I don't know if he's out there for defense or offense. I mean, the fact that, you know, you're playing 30-something minutes, only taking 5 shots, you're useless. You're useless. I don't need a guy who's gonna be out there taking only 5 shots. Like, you're not putting no pressure on your man. So in reality, if you're gonna only take 5 shots this game, why am I actually guarding you? Why am I guarding you? It's not like you're putting him in plays like he's Duncan Robinson or Kyle Korver back in the day. This guy's just gonna be in a corner. Avery Bradley's just gonna be in a corner. They're plants. They're atmosphere at this point. They're atmosphere. That's how they're atmosphere. One's gonna be right here, one's gonna be in the high. And I'm just gonna sit there and watch. If you pass it, I'll close out. They're gonna pass it back and we're gonna do the same little game. But because you're not putting these players in the offense, they're technically useless. So you might as well pay THT, put him in the game, let him be wild, let him take 15. Because you gotta remember, if I'm playing, remember, I'm taking 20 shots. You're not making me work at all on offense when you're on offense. So I get the rest on offense, and then you play against a defense against me, and I'm coming at you 24/7. So even if you have a great defensive night, I scored 19, 20. You scored 4, 10. Someone still has to make up those points. That's the problem. You have too many defensive players, and you're not actually playing defense. And you can see those offensive players, they're running at your so-called defense. They go at Trevor Ariza, and they go at Reeves. They go at they go at Bradley. They go at all the people because they have so much energy. You want to stop an offensive player, put another offensive player out there. They cancel each other because one, that offense, you score on me, mother, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. I'm going to put pressure back on you. If you look at Devin Booker in the playoffs last year, he was going at Middleton or he was going at whoever. And then when they put Middleton on him, now him and Middleton, now there we go. Now Booker's getting a little tired because now he got to guard someone who's trying to score 20 also. You know, that's how you're supposed to play. That's why you have a defensive lineup and every team you're playing has an offensive lineup. They don't need to play defense because you got players who can't score any goddamn way. You got 3 players on the court all times who can't score. I don't need to play defense.
I feel like you sound like a broken record. You've been saying this for a while
ain't
now.
Shit change, and you see the same lineup. I just be like, if I was playing against him, it'd be 1-4 flat the whole time. The same thing, Patrick, this is how you know other teams are so confident. The Lakers score, Reggie Jackson, no timeout. I'm gonna skip Malou down the lane, what's happening, and then go at him. Why am I gonna call a timeout so you can sub him out and put somebody else? No. You have him in the game, I'm gonna lay up finish.
Rather easily.
You know what I mean? And that's the lineup you have out there. You have guys who, there was one lineup, you had three players who averaged a total of 15 points together. How are you supposed to win the game? Don't get it.
You know the problem with most weed edibles? If you're not careful, you can get way too high. And I mean, sometimes it's okay, but sometimes it's just not chill. You think you're about to have the time of your life, but next thing you know, you're trapped in your couch, battling anxiety-induced fever dream that ain't actually funny. So for those times you're looking to just kick back, relax, and get a medium high, I recommend Diet Smoke for their Delta 8 THC gummies. Delta 8 is simply less potent THC. That's all it is. It's the same cannabis you know and love, just a little less strong. So if you're wondering if Diet Smoke really gets you high, the answer is hell yeah. Their THC gummies aren't light, they're just right. So why get high with Diet Smoke? Here's why. Diet Smoke is less expensive than dispensaries. Plus, you don't need a medical license to order from them. Which brings me to my next point. Because Diet Smoke uses Delta 8 THC, their products are 100% legal in states where cannabis is not. You always hear about people hitting the wrong strands and it makes them anxious. Well, that doesn't happen with Diet Smoke. Diet Smoke gummies give you the right amount of high every time. Each Diet Smoke gummy is infused with 10 milligrams of THC derived from American-grown hemp. Plus, it's organic and all natural. Diet Smoke gummies come in 2 amazing flavors, blue raspberry and watermelon. And they're both really, really good. I'm telling you, you can't go wrong with either one. Diet Smoke is so confident that their gummies will give you the perfect medium high. If you're not 100% satisfied, they'll give you your money back, no questions asked. So when there's no way CBD will cut it and OG Kush just isn't the move, enjoy the smooth balance high of Diet Smoke. Right now, Diet Smoke is offering No Chill listeners a major discount. All you've got to do is use promo code No Chill at checkout, and they'll give you 20% off your entire order. So go to dietsmoke.com and use promo code No Chill for 20% off everything. That's dietsmoke.com, promo code No Chill for 20% off their THC gummies.
So Lakers 9th in the West right now. Talking about trying to make some moves in the buyout market. Schroeder's been a name that's come up. Do you think this squad still has enough to contend for a title, or should LeBron just be getting ready for next season?
But as I said, you have everything that you need to defend for a title. You have 3 stars. You have bigs
to compete. You know, to compete for a title, not defend. Obviously, the Bucks got it last year.
I mean, to compete for a title, you have all your pieces. You have mega stars that can take over game, that can impact refs. You have agility. You have shooters. You just need to know how to put them with each other so they know how to move correctly. That's like, You have to have played basketball at any level to know when you play pickup, no matter if that guy is the best player, you play well with someone. Like, yo, yeah, now I know I want him. Me and him play well together. We just know how to read each other. We know how, it just becomes easier. That's the same with any team. You know, coach has his lineups, but the players have their lineups too. So, you know, you got to start trying to figure out and really stop looking at the stat sheet. Look at who plays well together and off of each other. You know, like if I'm Russell, I want THT or Monk with me all times. I don't want Bradley. They're going to leave you. They're not going to guard you. I don't want you. You know what I mean? I'm going to want Monk because Monk's going to score. THT's going to score. I want Melo. I don't want Ariza with me because I know when I drive, those two players, mans ain't guarding me. They're not going to be sitting there and looking at me because those guys want the ball also. So if my guy just shot 3 shots in a row, I'm not helping.
So one person obviously who got to be frustrated is LeBron. You know, past Kareem for most total points in regular season and postseason. It's the same thing with Steph, though. He'd set the record for most threes in regular season and postseason. Nobody seemed to give a shit. LeBron's on pace to pass Kareem for, you know, the regular season record at some point next year, but some Lakers fans have taken a problem with him. There was videos of LeBron dancing at the Super Bowl, and everybody's complaining, well, you're in ninth place, you're not allowed to have fun, you should be at home just, crying or, you know, sticking to yourself or whatever. But do you feel like, you know, as LeBron now, year 19, kind of the twilight of his career, this narrative that he's just there to break the record and he's not serious about winning anymore is real, or is this manufactured?
You got to remember, you're going to always have critics that, you know, that nitpick at your greatness, no matter what sport you're in. That's why you're the greatest. Yeah. Because you have nitpickers, and, you know, you take it personal and you evolve. I don't understand, you know, like, it's 2 hours out of his day to go watch a football game just like you were. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, you know, if you have a 9 to 5, you done work 9 to 5. Yeah. You know, 6 to 8, you do what the hell you want to do. Yeah. You know, so if he went to the gym before and then went to the gym after, why do you care? You just,
That's real.
I mean, you know, he can't celebrate just like the rest of Los Angeles just because his team is in ninth. That's what I said. It's just people who are just bitter. You know, I'm pretty sure that same person was celebrating when they won the championship. So, you know, you can't really depend on him. He just wants to celebrate again.
I mean, it's crazy, too, because, you know, in my mind, there's a lot of mediocre people at work. To your point, they're mediocre at their 9 to 5. But as soon as happy hour hits, they're going to be right there, turned up. Maybe not show up at work, give their best effort. But LeBron's playing at for a year 19, I don't think we've ever seen anything like this at his stage.
He's playing harder than you would like him to play.
Yeah.
You know, at this point, you would have thought that, you know, with enough pieces around him, that, you know, he can, you know, take some games off. He didn't have to go out there trying to score 28 a game. No. You know, you don't want LeBron trying to score 20 a game, but, you know, he's trying his hardest to keep this team above water until it just clicks.
So how, I mean, it's wild to me that he's playing at this high level, but the team is not showing it in the win-loss column. And it's almost like he's wasting this energy now. So how much higher do you think he can play? How much longer do you think he can play at this level? And it's something that he can sustain through a whole postseason? You know,
it's at this point, it's like, I don't even know why we're questioning, you know, what he can do, you know.
That's, I mean,
you know, man, at the end of the day,
guy, but at some point, we all get old.
They've been saying that since 2013.
I know.
You know what I mean? So at this point, we just going, you know, we're not even going to just question. We just going to, when he gets out there, we just going to be like, yeah, he's still going. Yeah. You know what I mean? Okay, he's slowing down a little bit this year. Instead of just asking that question of like, does he have it still in? Like, obviously he does, and it doesn't look like he's slowing down. He's getting smarter and wiser. I think that, you know, that as teammates, you need to really look in the mirror. You know, you really do need to look in the mirror and say, we're shortening this man's career. We're shortening our chances to winning more championships, because if he has to do this to keep us above water, that means we're not really doing our job. And I think sometimes players get scared when they're around great players. They're scared to be themselves. You know, you have open shots and they're scared. You know, what is LeBron going to think? No, he's going to say thank you if you make that shit. Yeah. You know, if you're making your shots and you're working on your game and you're trying to be who you are to help relieve some of that pressure, he's going to be grateful. But, you know, just like any star player, they don't have room for failure. You know, so if you out there, you know, going through the motions around. You know, I'm gonna keep moving without you. You know, that's that mentality. So right now, that mentality right now is I'm just gonna keep moving. Y'all just please catch up. Just catch up. And that's, you know, I don't think the young players understand, yo, go out there and do you. He will adjust. He will adjust to what you can do. That's how he's lasted this long. Yeah. Like, I played against Mo Williams and Boobie Gibson and Delonte West when LeBron was young and LeBron's averaging 30. They were just as deadly. Like, I'm getting 18, 17 points in the fourth quarter put on me because of, you know, I'm sitting here focusing on LeBron and my man's just sitting there just giving me daggers up and down that court. So, you know, yeah, LeBron was a problem, but everybody else was a problem too. You know what I mean? Those guys got to go in there and just play your game. You know, he picked you here, he put you on this team for a reason. No. Go out there and do you, and then he will adjust to you.
All right, that's enough Lakers talk. Let's talk about that team in the Bay. Klay Thompson, been looking solid. Month of February, Black History Month. He decided to do it for the light-skinned. 23.5 a game. They close to 5 rebounds, 4 assists, but shooting like 51% from 3, 51% from the field. When you look at Klay and what he's been able to do, you know, how impressed are you by the ability for him to miss 2 seasons and come back busting ass like this?
It's Klay Thompson, though. You know what I mean?
It is,
but you're talking about Klay. Klay is like probably one of the most confident players, you know, in history. So I don't think anyone ever questioned the mentality of Klay coming back. Yeah. You know, they just wanted to see Klay come back, see if he's healthy. You know, right now he's proven all of that. You know, first game got a dunk. You know, first game got a dunk. So from there, it was all uphill from Klay. Once he got his rhythm down, his shot down, then it's going to be lights out. And, you know, that's what he's doing. I'm pretty sure he's going to have a 50-pointer this year. That's just him. That's how he shoots. That's his confidence. You know, there's no shot that Klay thinks is bad. And, you know, when you have, you know, someone like that just happy to be back playing again, he's more dangerous than he was before.
Put 33 on the Lakers' head on Saturday. You know, when you look at this Warrior squad, obviously they've been maintaining without Draymond. Draymond comes back. Are they your favorite in the West?
Suns is still my favorite, you know, because, you know, that loss last year, I know that really got under their skin. So, you know, this one is a personal one for them. So I don't see them, you know, slowing down anytime soon. But, you know, that San Francisco team, and it's so hard to call it the San Francisco team. Yeah. You know, you know what, the Bay Area team. We're just going to
That's what we just say, Bay. No,
we're just going
we
Bay,
love Oakland.
You know, it's Oakland, but you're just going to say Bay, but on closer to the Oakland side of the Bay. That team is just, you know, we know what they are. We know who they are. You know, we know what they're capable of. So, you know, they're going to be that favorite anyway going into the playoffs because of, you know who they are and what they can do. And, you don't want to match up with them at any stage. I can't wait to see it. I mean, I wanted to see the Lakers, but, you know, Golden State versus, you know, Suns is going to be a hell of a matchup if those two can, you know, get there. You know, it's going to be a grinded out matchup. You're going to see slow basketball and fast basketball. You're going to see, you know, stars trying to will their game. They're going to just it's going to be beautiful. They can make it to the playoffs, both of them. I mean, make it to the finals, the West Conference.
And Klay's looked amazing so far. Do you see any type of hiccups coming on down as the rest of the season goes on, or do you just expect him to keep playing at this high level?
You know, long as Klay stay healthy, you know, I don't see him slowing. I just see him getting better. You know, he's like fine wine. You know, he's just going to get better with time. You know, the more he hits shots, the more confident he's going to get. That's what I said. It's Klay. It's shooters. You know, right now he's shooting 51%. Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty phenomenal. You know, month of February, I think he's come on strong for Black History Month and really, you know, help elevate us. You know, they're not going to teach it in class because of critical race theory. They might not teach it, but we still gonna talk about it.
I am officially done with coffee. I've been drinking Magic Mind every morning for a little over a week, and it's a game changer. I have more energy, I'm more creative, and I maintain that energy throughout the day. Magic Mind gets my mind right. I should patent that because that's my line, not theirs. What is Magic Mind exactly? It's the world's first productive drink. It was made for athletes, creators, and entrepreneurs. I've noticed a significant boost on the court, on set with Josiah, and in every facet of my everyday life. All you need is one Magic Mind per day in the morning. You can sip it, take it down like a shot, or make it into a latte. But it doesn't matter how you take it. After 5 or so days, you'll notice a big difference in your performance across all things. If you're looking for a boost, I can't recommend Magic Mind enough. And of course, I got you guys with a discount code. Go to magicmind.com/nochill and use NoChill at the checkout to get a 20% off your first order. That's magicmind.com/nochill, and don't forget to use code NoChill at checkout for that 20% off. All right, NBA fans, are you looking for a daily fantasy option for the NBA? Then you need to try the award-winning app Prize Picks. Prize Picks is daily fantasy made easy. I love this, and we know you will too. All you have to do is pick anywhere from 2 to 5 players. Select the under or over of their projection, and you can win up to 10 times your entry. Prize Picks also offers any prop you can think of, from point scoring to rebounds. You can even do steals. You're even allowed to mix sports entries. For example, you can grab the over on John Morant and the under on Travis Kelce. And don't forget to use promo code NOCHILL to receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100. That's promo code NOCHILL for 100% instant deposit match. Check out prizepicks.com. Prize Picks is daily fantasy made easy.
And, that's what I say with this Warrior squad, no Draymond. Are you impressed how they've been playing without Draymond? Obviously, won a tough one against the Lakers on Saturday. LeBron missed a free throw late in the game that could have swayed the balance, but.
Yeah, I mean, they got great role players. I mean, you still got Wiseman, who still has to come back, get his rhythm, and that's just going to be another addition. I mean, they're a very, very great basketball team, and, I don't see why they couldn't make it to the championship and possibly win it.
Okay.
It's just, luck, shots, and, who stays healthy in the postseason.
Yeah, it seems like every time the Warriors struggle, kind of everything turns to Steve Kerr. I know he's an Arizona guy. I know you've been very critical on Vogel. What have you been thinking about just Curry's coaching style this year and how the Warriors have been looking?
But that's why that's how I judge coaches too. If you're maximizing the talent around, in that locker room. You see Clay's came back, the ball finds him, gets him in rhythm as fast as possible. They're not trying to baby him to come back. They put him in, and he's, working like clockwork.
All right, man, that's enough Warriors talk. I know Warriors fans watching this trying to hate, trying to find something to nitpick on. But let's talk about the team that you like, the Suns. Do you really think, legitimately, obviously CP3 doing his thing, they got D-Book, Aiden, they got a nice squad. Mm-hmm. But is this Suns squad legit, and are they really going to be able to come out the West? I
want to say no because, Laker fans, we still believe in our team.
They're making it hard, though. But
he's making it hard, yes.
Now, when you say he, I know you're not talking about LeBron. You're talking about Vogel.
Of course.
And let's get back to the Lakers real quick. So reports, I think they had like 18th practice of the season so far, which was more than they had last year. But Vogel made every player on the team stay and make 25 free throws. Now, I know that was a thing we used to do in college and high school, but from your NBA expertise, professional perspective, have you seen something like that?
Hell no. What, is this like the shoot-a-thon where you get like $1 per free throw? Like, what is this? Like, hey, my son just did that. He had to do 100, though.
I used to lie on that. Hey, I remember one time I was getting in people's pockets. I made like 92 out of 100.
Like, what is that supposed, because you miss free throws in a game, you really think that you need to practice free, and 25 at that? Like, what? That's mediocre shit. Like, if you're gonna really, like if free throws is a big thing, make them motherfuckers sit there do 500. That's gonna take about 2 hours. Everybody do 500 free throws. Like, really do something. 25? 25? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, what is 25 gonna do? That's not even a rep. That's not even a rep for no one. Make them do 500 free throws each. Like, be a coach. What? You know what? I just thought about it. He did play Division III, right? Mediocre. I get it. It's mediocre basketball. So 25 is probably a lot for them. But this is the NBA. These are pros. Where are they going? They're not going anywhere. They're going to go home and sit on the couch. We're going to do 500 free throws each. Let's go. Repetition. Let's go. I want your mind to wonder why you're sitting there. I want your arm to hurt while you're sitting. I want you to be tired. I want that to be part of it, because obviously it's not the shot. It's the mental part of the game, that something's going on in the crowd where, like, I missed free throws in the big playoff game. Don't know why I missed them. Missed them. I sat back after the game, shot 1,000. And that whole summer, 500 free throws every practice.
Where did you shoot those 1,000 free throws at?
In the gym, on that floor.
Okay, right after the game?
Right after the game.
See, I was going to ask you where you stood on that, because I see guys do that all the time. My thing's always like, do that shit before the game.
No, but as I said, you got to do it before, you got to do it after. Like, you got to, but when you're doing reps of like 500, you're like, it's a mind game with yourself. It's here, damn, I missed 3 in a row. I got to make, now you're counting, I made 25 in a row, 30 in a row. Now you're beating yourself, right? 25, you're just out there just trying to get the fuck out of there. When you're talking about, like, numbers, 500, your arm's sore, you missed 4 in a row, you made 100 in a row, that's when, oh, man, I'm only on 200, I need to really lock in. Like, why am I still here? Your brain just starts going in, and then eventually you just lock in. And that's what you're missing when you do reps of 25 and 50. Like, that's baby basketball, man. That's baby You're an NBA coach, bro.
I think
25.
You and Vogel got to run the fade.
No, they didn't even run a fade. Just run a. But you know what? At this point, I'm just gonna say this. You know what? On offense, we're just gonna do this, Vogel. We're just gonna play one-on-one basketball. LeBron 1-4 flat. Okay, the next 80 1-4 flat. Like, what? At this point, I don't care about the rest of it. We're just gonna do 1-4 flat all 87 possessions, and then I'm pretty sure we'll have a better chance winning that game than the shit we're doing right now.
It's like that Valentine's meme that came from the Fubo account. I love you as much as Gil love running 1-4 flat.
I mean, it's simple offense. You can't guard it.
If you got the right one running that.
Just, come on, LeBron, just do what you do. AD, do what you do. Because at this point, it's just a mockery at this point. Like, you're, like, free throws, is that what you really, free throws, is that what we really, like, free throws?
So let's
25?
Back to the Suns real quick.
Done. When I say done, as long as I just been talking about that, whoever had to do 25, they just finished. That's how quick 25 free throws are.
I'm trying to understand, like, why that's even a report. Like, so what? Like, why isn't it not 26? Like, shoot 30. Shoot 32 for Magic.
As I said, it's like, shoot until you're tired. Shoot until you think you got better.
Or why even tell guys that need to shoot? Just, what to do. But
I would be offended. Like, I would have been offended as a player. 25 for what? You shoot 25 free throws. 25, like, you think that's my work ethic? 25? Like, no, you shoot 25. Okay. I'll come back and shoot my 200 like I do every night.
That's what I'm saying. It's like 25 is not enough.
It's not enough to do nothing.
That's like one chicken wing. Super Bowl Sunday. I'm gonna have one. But back to the Suns real quick. Obviously, Monty Williams, some would say, got snubbed last year for Coach of the Year. Do you think he's a clear-cut favorite to win Coach of the Year this season for what he's doing with the squad?
Yeah, I think so. The fact that they did screw him last year, I think that he's shown that, he is legit.
All right, so I know you're a betting man. Mm-hmm. You told me Suns before, but let's put some bread on it. If you had to put $1,000 on who's coming out of the West.
$1,000?
That's a lot of money.
Come on, man, you got
that's a lot of money for me.
Man. How about 100,000?
I ain't got it.
Because I ain't got it. Give me 100,000
so
to make me
You got 100, so okay. we betting with your money. You putting 100K. Who's coming out of the West right now?
Oh, shit.
Because you said the Suns before, but that was for no bread. I need to know.
It's easy to say when there's no bread.
When there's no bread involved.
Oh, man. $100,000? can't bet against LeBron, but you do have kryptonite over there, Vogel. See the Golden State Suns.
I like how you just snuck the Vogel with kryptonite. Kryptonite in the crypto.com arena.
Yeah, you like that, huh?
Yes.
I'm gonna go with the Suns.
Okay.
I think them getting beat the way they did last year, I think they really have that edge about them, going into the season, going into the playoffs. So, if I had to place a bet, I'm going to place it on them, and then just pray.
Now, would you put that same 100K on the Suns winning a championship this year?
Look, you know what? I'm not Mattress Mac. When I get my bread, I'm winning. I'm out. I'm not going to double down.
Okay.
If the Nets are in the playoffs and they're in that championship, that's going to be a hard matchup, for the Suns. But getting out of the West, I think, Suns is disciplined enough, to get out of the West. So I like my safe bet with 100,000 with them.
Okay, for sure. I'm rolling with that. All right, now let's shift to the main event. We got All-Star Weekend coming up. As y'all know, we'll be at the Brewdog Brewery in Cleveland.
Brewdog.
Freezing our cheeks off.
I can't even say it. The Brewdog Brewery.
That Brewdog Brewery. That's too many B's for me. I grew up in a different part of LA. We don't, we would call it Crew Dog, Brewery. But shout out to Dre and Snoop and everybody who performed at Super Bowl. You guys know. And let's talk Super real quick. I can't believe I saw Crip walking on TV at an NFL event while we got Colin Kaepernick, who got booted from the league for kneeling, but we got no kneeling, but y'all can Crip walk, and Eminem can kneel.
But it's Snoop Dogg.
That's fine. But if you're the league, it's like, yeah, y'all can Crip walk, but y'all can't kneel.
I think he was smoking weed on the side too.
I mean, who wasn't?
I know, but I'm just saying, it's Snoop. Whatever Snoop. It's like whatever Snoop does. It's just.
I was more embarrassed that Snoop had to duck down to smoke and just look, this is your big grand moment. It's recreational California. We all do it.
But the fact that he did it.
Yeah, it's baller.
That's what I said. Whatever Snoop does, he just be like, it's a Snoop.
Snoop did it at the White House.
I know. That's what I said. It's just Snoop. You just let this at this point. You just let Snoop do what Snoop does.
I would have been more surprised if Snoop was smoking Reggie.
Yeah.
It wasn't fire, it was some straight Reggie. He had no problem with it.
But the NFL, it's outside entities, so they can't control outside entities much. So they do what they do.
It is what it is. So now let's back to NBA. All-Star Weekend. We're gonna be out there in Cleveland. I want to know, you've been to Cleveland several times in your career. Mm-hmm. Outside of basketball, what is your favorite thing you're looking forward to from this All-Star Weekend? Hydrating? Okay, that's reasonable.
Yeah, I was thinking, there was nothing.
Nothing?
There was nothing.
No fun. I know they canceled all the functions. That's what I'm sad about.
Right. It was nothing. There was nothing. When Cleveland popped in my head, it was nothing. There was nothing there. It was just all-star, and then nothing.
Ugh.
I don't know what's around Cleveland. When I played there, and we was there in the playoffs, it was just the hotel and then the arena. And then Bron's place.
So Joakim Noah was pretty spot on when he was
spot on.
What's there to do? There's something. There's right by the water. Got something. Brewdog Brewery. They got brew. Man, I'm looking forward to some nachos.
That's what I'm saying. Is that a real place? We just made that shit up?
An IPA or something.
We just make that up.
I hope we didn't. And remember, visit their website if you're trying to pull up. Announce yourself before you come so we can vet you. Do a background check.
So it's the only thing that's going on in Cleveland is, say it again?
Brewdog Brewery. Okay. Or Crew Dog Brewery, depending on your affiliations and allegiances. I could do that now. You're Crip walking at the Super Bowl. Yeah. We can say whatever we want. Now, Fubo can't hate. But I want to know, who do you think is going to win All-Star Game MVP? We got a lot of guys.
Giannis.
Okay.
You got to go with the guy who's going to play the hardest.
Yeah, Giannis?
Yeah, he's going to play the hardest. He's going to play the hardest. So it's one of those things where, his mindset is always go hard or don't even go out there. So, he's going to have at least 15 to 20 points just off of just first getting lobs here, dunking, running the floor. So he's going to get all those little easy points that nobody pays attention to. And by the time it gets towards the end, now he can play serious and he dominates. So I'm gonna put my money on him.
So I'm going to go with Trae Young because he's going to get buckets. Trae's pulling, and he's going to get dimes.
No, he's going to pull and get dimes, but you still got to offensive rebound, defensive rebounds, block shots. You still...
Yeah, for sure.
They tally up on them big men.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you're a big man, you can go, too, just garbage time, straight, putbacks, prove that field goal percentage, get easy. But that's what I used to love to do back in the day. Used to love just, all right, y'all go ahead and shoot because I already know your jumpers are questionable. I'm just going to get that rebound, put it back in. All right, before we end the show, we got to do a What's Eating Gilbert Arenas. So March Madness, right around the corner. We got a heavy Arizona contingent here. I'm not really rolling with. I'd like y'all when the checks come in. Not really rolling with you guys privately. Squad number 3 in the country. Y'all smacked us in McHale. I think somehow it's racist. I don't know how, but I'm a pinpoint it, get Spectre Gadget, figure it out. But when you look at this Arizona squad, are you ready to jump back on the bandwagon?
See, you got me right there because, I talk so much shit about them. Not them personally, just the hiring of the coach from Gonzaga.
You're not rocking with Tommy Lloyd?
I wanted an Arizona alum. Come on.
I know. I had the same issue.
It's kind of hard. Like, you rooting for the name. It just, so it's like trying to. I'm just gonna be a female here and just like, you hungry? You need some a back rub or something? You just got to try to apologize without saying sorry.
For sure.
And that's that's what I got to do here before I can represent. I got to try to figure out how to say sorry without saying sorry. It was a good hire, but I don't want to acknowledge it. You did good, but I don't. Yeah.
Look, I didn't mean, we UCLA alum, we wanted Earl Watson when that job came open. Mick Cronin came in right away, endeared himself to the program, got turned up at his crib in Encino. And I was like, I rock with Mick. And from the jump, I was like, look, it's nothing towards Mick. We were just rolling with Earl, but you're the choice. We're going to ride out with you and obviously led that squad to a Final Four. Very, very close. Very, very close to getting to that natty game.
It's one of those, if we win a championship, I'm like, yeah, we did it. One of those. We did it. It was the best hire you could have made. And then, if they don't, then that's when you be like, man, see, I saw you should have hired, Damon Stoudemire. Come on. Yeah. You should have. We would have won that championship.
I need Damon and Salim. Salim just a part of curation, nightlife activities, bucket getting, all jumpers, all straight heaters. But when you look at that Arizona squad versus Gonzaga, and this is the thing that I think Mark Few gets knocked for, and they beat UCLA early in the season, but they go play that West Coast Conference schedule, and they get to really just chill out for a good 18 games. Where the Pac-12, I think we got like 4 teams right now that are pretty much a lock to get in the tourney. Tommy Lloyd's come in, and I got to give it up to him. He got a little swag to him. Not much, but enough.
It's just a little.
To get that ball rolling. Do you think Arizona has a legitimate chance of winning that national championship?
I think so. Just like, the playoffs in the NBA, the tournament in college is all about seeding. You get seeded in the right division, you have the right opponents, and some teams it's just a cakewalk. Some teams got to battle. So we can't really hatch those eggs yet until we see what conference we're in, and what region, who we're playing against.
So you trying to get back into coaching a little bit, working with younger guys. Arizona got Ben Matherin, who's, for my money, one of the best players in the country, baller, rocking the Agent Zero. Reminded me somewhat. He's a little bit taller, but like, okay.
6'7" is a lot taller.
Me and Danny went to the game at Pauley Pavilion. We were watching him. Like, he had some stuff. They weren't on their stuff that game. But I even told Danny, when y'all go back to Arizona, and if they just make half these shots, they're gonna win the game. But are you going to be able to link up with Ben, give him some instruction, some skill, and really get him to that next level?
Any young talent that that's looking for any little edge, that's what I do. I had to study the game from a different aspect. I had to look at, angles, human behavior, human nature. So I see the game a little bit different. It's not black or white or gray. It's just the way I see it. It's my grid. I play the game in a certain grid, that has nothing to do with anybody else, and that's how I was successful, So, if any player that's looking, to jump in my head to see what I see, to help them out a little bit, I'm willing to do it.
So, last question for you. Are we going to see Gilbert Arenas at an Arizona game this year, either at McHale Center or at the Pac-10+2 tournament?
If they make it to the championship, I'll go.
Okay. I'm going to hold you to that because I think it's going to be Arizona UCLA in the championship.
No, NCAA.
Oh, NCAA. You're not right. You're not hitting Vegas for the Pac-10+2?
Not that Pac-10, Pac-12. Is it Pac-12? What is it?
10+2.
10+2.
And no disrespect to Utah or Colorado, but I'm an old salty, get off my lawn type of dude.
Yeah.
So you go.
Okay,
we got to do a no chill.
I'll go to Vegas.
Because
I'll do the Vegas.
Final Four is in New Orleans too. So if they get out there, we got to do a no chill out there in Vegas.
I'll do Vegas.
At New Orleans' version of the Brewdog Brewery, where we're going to be at in Cleveland for All-Star Week.
All right.
Well, appreciate you. That was another installment of Heat Check, No Chill with Gilbert Arenas. Like we said, meet us up in Cleveland if you're going to be out there. I know a lot of you not. You got 2 turned up Super Bowl week. Not trying to make that trek. Me, I love frequent Flower Miles and local breweries. So we'll see you out there. Until next time, don't meet us there, beat us there.
Beat us there.